Well, you're looking at a shot of space, and NASA is embarking on a 2-year odyssey to see inside black holes. Welcome to Digits. I'm Simon Constable, and we're lucky enough to have Lee Hotz in Santa Monica. He's one of our chief science writers here at the Wall Street Journal and spends a lot of time thinking about such matters as black holes. A 2-year odyssey to see inside a black hole. But Lee, I thought there was nothing inside a black hole. That's why that it was black.
Well, you know, in its essence, you're absolutely right. As best we know, nothing escapes really from this intense gravitational collapse that is the cause and effect of a black hole. What NASA has done is today, just a few minutes ago, they successfully launched a very special X-ray observatory called NuSTAR from a jetliner flying at about 39,000 feet over the mid-Pacific near the equator. They had a rocket built by Orbital Sciences Corporation was dropped from this jet. It kicked in and launched this observatory into orbit, around 350-mile orbit around Earth. And for the next 2 years, this NuSTAR observatory is going to be focused at the inner rim.
We're looking at it now. It's about the size of a refrigerator.
It is about the size of a refrigerator when it's launched, but once it's in orbit, now they're checking out its technical systems. In several days, they're going to unfurl this 33-foot-long mass that's been carefully sort of, if you'll forgive the pun, telescoped inside the spacecraft for transportation purposes. And this long, very stiff mass is part of an elaborate sort of camera telescope which has 133 very carefully crafted mirror lenses, which can actually capture, not unlike a camera, the light's not the right word, but the X-ray emissions from the destruction of matter very close to the innermost rim of a black hole. Now, they'll also be able to look into the remnants of exploded stars and other things, but the real focus here is what can we find out about what's going on, these very strange, very destructive, very dense objects in the universe? I mean, this is one of the central mysteries of astronomy now. What is going on with a black hole?
I mean, it's one of those things that people have long been puzzled about. Is there anything practical we'll get out of this exploration?
Well, you know, the best questions scientists always say are the most open-ended ones, where you don't already know the answer. What's practical about this particular mission, though, I mean, I think particularly these days, is how actually relatively cheap it is. The whole 2-year program, including the cost of the satellite, the cost of launching, is about $170 million. Now, that's a lot of money for you and I, but by the standards of space exploration, that's about 1/10 the cost of previous X-ray observatories that are up in orbit now.
Now, there are some people who speculate that on the other side of a black hole there might be another universe. Does anyone know, or is that still a mystery?
That's still a mystery. I mean, these are very tantalizing objects, a great source of science fiction and speculation. But we just don't know. We just don't know. These are objects that swallow stars, that at the heart of many galaxies, matter's collapsing, it's being annihilated, and it's vanishing into this. That's why we call it a black hole. And in a conventional sense, nothing escapes that we can observe or detect.
So maybe that's where all my odd socks have gone, because they're not escaping from where they've gone to. So as I understand it, Lee, a black hole is created when a star collapses in on itself. I mean, a star obviously has a lot of gravitational pull, and as the star collapses, it gets denser and denser and denser. Am I right here?
Well, that's the general theory, but we've never seen this happen. We don't really know.
And you don't want to get too close, do you, while observing that, in case you get pulled in?
Well, that is the dilemma.